Hello everyone, we are here at REI 2024 and today we have Mr. Sidharth Charkha, Chief Business Officer, HCT Sun. Hello sir, how are you?
I'm good, fine. How are you?
I'm good too. So my first question to you would be, could you share the story behind how your business journey began?
So, HCT is bringing its partnership with SolarGig in India, the single access trackers. SolarGig comes from the world of CSP, where you have shorter trackers, which are heliostats, the number of trackers which need to be very accurate. And when we came to the PV world around 3 years back, we realized how everyone is using trackers and losing the benefit of fixed tilt, where you have the fixed tilt gives you the flexibility of layout, whatever your land is, you can deploy the modules that way. It is very easy to install. It does not require any heavy machinery. But the trackers we saw were extremely long and very heavy and very complicated. So we came up with a tracker which is shorter in length. It is flexible as per layout. It can work in any terrain. It is very, very easy to install with a comfortable height. And it has only 8 major parts. And we thought this is like a perfect fit for a market like India, where energy security is very important. We cannot encroach on farmlands and try to convert those land for solar projects. So SolarGig is coming up with a very versatile tracker which can work with any shape, terrain. It can work like with agri PV as well. That's how our business started around 1.5 to 2 years back.
Okay sir, what do you have in store to showcase at this year's REI Expo?
So this year we are showing our flagship single axis tracker. We call it as a VersaTrack. VersaTrack means versatile tracker. So we are showing how a tracker can adapt to a 0 slope up to 30% slope, and that's what we're demonstrating. And these trackers are not only the lightest tracker in the market, they are flexible in terms of design, they're also extremely accurate. We have an upside of generation because these trackers are shorter in length, so there are more motors. It's more motors per any project. The shorter trackers give you higher accuracy, and also these are very bifacial optimized. So specifically, we have very less rear shading factor. There are less inter-row shading losses, and so there is definitely a very big upside in generation also.
How do you see emerging technologies shaping the future of the solar industry, and what is your company's roadmap in this regard?
I think emerging technology, as we see solar, which started like a necessity, not as a necessity, as an option that we all contemplated to decarbonize the world. But slowly how we are seeing that solar is making more economic sense. And we see more and more policies and more regulations coming in on how this solar generation needs to be round the clock. It needs to work with battery. It needs to work with wind. It needs to have we have these fixed dispatch tenders. We have these round the clock tenders. I think this will not work with plain vanilla solar. It has to be combined with other renewable energy sources. And there needs to be a lot of technological backup which needs to adapt to this. And secondly, I see solar in terms of power density is much less as compared to other wind sources, power sources. It requires a lot of land. So we also need technologies which can help in solving that biggest issue of land acquisition. And this is not just a policy related issue. This is also a technology related issue. How we can maximize the generation in small land, and how we can make solar, which is considered to be an intermittent supply, to be a round the clock supply.
Are there any upcoming projects you had like to share?
So we recently completed a few of our initial projects, but I think now we are on a very set path in which we will be growing 4 to 5 times every year. We started with just 10 megawatt last year. This year we are expecting to close it by 100 megawatts, and in every year after that we will just expand by 4 to 5 times.
And my last question to you would be, how has the response been at the REI Expo so far, and what message would you like to give consumers to encourage them in energy sector?
So the response has been overwhelming, because I compare this with last year's REI. The turnout we had on the first day itself is amazing. And what is very heartening for us personally is we are not introducing the technology right now. Everyone is aware of it, and everyone believes this is the future. We just are increasing our credentials. We are hoping to have more projects on the ground, and I think then we will be on a path to get secure at least 2 to 3 gigawatts of projects every year in the next few years.